Hey tennis fans, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most dangerous weapons in the modern game, Jannik Sinner's forehand. What makes it so unique? Why do top players struggle to handle it on the court? We'll break down his technique, the spin, and the power behind his strokes that set him apart. And stick around, because later in the video, we'll explore how Sinner uses his forehand to dominate rallies and turn defense into offense. Let's get started. Before we start, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates and insights on all things tennis. Let's get started. Why Jannik Sinner's forehand is unique and so dangerous on the tennis court. In the history of tennis, a small number of players have possessed the ability to make a crowd gasp. From the sheer venom of an Andre Agassi return to the beauty of a Roger Federer half-volley and the crack of a Juan Martin Del Potro forehand. A chosen few have had the gift. And then there is the sound of a Jannik Sinner forehand. The Italian's ground strokes are the bedrock of his game. The power and speed of his shots keeping his opponents under pressure throughout. They were a key factor in earning him his first Grand Slam title at the Australian Open in January and have been integral to his rise to the world #1 ranking. Sinner came into the U.S. Open last week surrounded by the recent news that he had tested positive twice in March for traces of a banned steroid. He escaped a ban when anti-doping authorities accepted that he had been accidentally cross-contaminated via a spray used by his physiotherapist to heal a cut on his finger. Despite the controversy, Sinner has looked all but unstoppable, getting through his matches at Flushing Meadows with relative ease. With Carlos Alcaraz and Novak Djokovic gone early, he is the favorite for the title and will face Daniil Medvedev in the quarterfinals on Wednesday. Through it all, he has relied on that unique forehand. And it's not just the speed, power, accuracy, or technique. It's also the sound, especially on his forehand. His long levers and high racket head speed allowing him to whip the ball through the court with a crack. It was the first thing that Darren Cahill, who joined Sinner's coaching team in the summer of 2022, noticed. The sound of the ball when he hits it, it's pretty amazing, isn't it? Cahill told reporters in Melbourne earlier this year. Agassi hits the ball like that. When he hits the ball, it just sounds like it's hit harder than everybody else. Rafa, Nadal, was exactly the same. Roger, Federer, when he hit a forehand, you could just hear the sound of it. And Novak Djokovic, when he hits a forehand and backhand, it's like a thud. It's not just a normal person striking the ball. All those players have a different sound when they hit the ball, and Jannik certainly has that as well. According to Tennis Viz, a company that analyzes the ATP Tour, the speed of Sinner's forehand has remained remarkably similar ever since he broke onto the tour. At an average of 78 miles per hour, it's 5 miles per hour faster than the tour average. But as he has added strength and as his body has filled out, his revs have increased markedly. In his first year on tour, 2021, Sinner averaged 2,883 RPM. In 2024, it's 3041, way above the tour average of 2,708. That, too, affects the sound the ball makes when it leaves his racket. The sound of the ball when he hits it is unique and special, Cahill said. He gets that from his timing and his hand speed. He's worked damn hard to be able to do that. One of the toughest things we have as coaches is to stop him from practicing. He will play non-stop on the court. Former players and coaches are in awe of the Sinner forehand. For Thomas Enqvist, a former world #4 and now a leading coach, it brings to mind one of the biggest hitters of all time. It's true that it has this special sound, he told ESPN. It reminds me a little of the way Pete Sampras hit the ball. Remember we called him Pistol Pete. It's like a whip almost. It comes out with such a force, with such an effect. When we say that the ball goes through the court, we mean that when the ball bounces, the ball just kind of like spins away. I played Pete many times. That's how it felt when you're playing him. It's not always like the speed of the ball. It's actually how the ball reacts when it hits the surface. Jannik reminds me a lot of him. Other players have great forehands. Alcaraz can unleash immense power when he goes flat out. Djokovic's forehand zips through the court, and Andrei Rublev creates immense racket head speed when he hits the ball. But the sound of the Sinner forehand is different. James Blake, another former player who was blessed with huge power on the forehand, said some of the crack sound comes from the strings Sinner uses. It's a huge forehand, he told ESPN. It's one of the biggest forehands in the game right now, but I think part of the sound difference is he's one of the few guys now, a man after my own heart, who strings his racket real tight. I want to Jannik Sinner's forehand is often highlighted as one of the most unique and dangerous shots in modern tennis. Several factors contribute to its effectiveness. Extreme racket head speed. Sinner generates incredible racket head speed, allowing him to hit with both power and heavy topspin. This combination makes his shots land deep in the court and with unpredictable bounce, forcing opponents to adjust. Compact and efficient technique. Unlike many players with exaggerated windups, Sinner's forehand is compact and efficient, allowing him to react quickly in fast-paced rallies. His technique helps him maintain control without sacrificing power. Explosive spin. Sinner's ability to hit with heavy topspin, particularly from defensive positions, gives his shots more margin over the net and makes them difficult for opponents to attack. The spin also adds an unpredictable element, especially on high-bouncing surfaces. Adaptability. His forehand works well on all surfaces, making him a versatile threat. Whether on hard courts or clay, Sinner can use his forehand to dictate play and force his opponents into uncomfortable positions. Mental strength and confidence. Sinner's mental approach enhances his forehand's impact. He often goes for his shots without hesitation, displaying confidence in high-pressure moments, allowing his forehand to shine during critical points. And there you have it. Jannik Sinner's forehand is more than just a powerful shot. It's a combination of precision, spin, and mental toughness